All right, so we're going to start standing for a practice that is going to feature half yang and half yin. So when you kind of come into your Tadasana, sometimes I like to just kind of explore my feet first by, almost marching or lifting things up. And it could also be just kind of lifting toes and then lifting heels, just to explore your contact with the floor underneath you. And think about wanting to feel essentially 4 points, or like 2 points in the front and 2 points in the heel, so that you just feel just solid feet underneath you. Right. Once you have that, kind of sort of, I'm going to turn so you can see, sort of loosen your knees a little bit. We don't want this which would be hyperextended knees. My knees are really pushed back, but I'm also not asking, for chair pose here, right? But there's like a little softness to the knees. And then when you find that softness to the knees, you can also see, can you ask these quadriceps to draw up? And then once you get to your hip, can you ask your transverse abdominis to draw up? And then your rectus abdominis to draw up. I didn't mention the pelvic floor, that's also drawing up. And then your chest draws up. And then your shoulders really relax on either side, arm bone in your socket. Turn your palms to face the front. And your head's just kind of floating. And then you can feel down the back energy going down, so that you can feel your spine, long spine, 7 vertebrae in your neck, 12 vertebrae in your thoracic spine, 5 vertebrae in your lumbar spine, and then your sacrum and your tailbone's drawing down. So you can feel like there's energy going down the back, energy coming up the front. And let's come into our breath and just be here for a few cycles of breath. We often start our practice supine with nice deep breathing, and it's a different experience to be supported by the floor. Here you're supported by your skeleton and your muscles, but you can still allow the belly to fill, and drawing up to the pelvic floor, the belly to empty. A little more breaths. One more full cycle. Now you're going to keep breathing. We're just going to start moving a little bit more. So let's just take a side stretch. So one arm is down by your side, the other arm is up in the air. You can drop your head and feel the weight of your head taking you over. Really land the opposite heel down, so you're really supported, side stretching the body. And then inhale to come up, and exhale, take it the other way. And inhale to come up. Now take a twist. So you're just going to turn shoulders and rib cage to the right. I'm turning, not mirroring you. And then inhale up and exhale and turn. So let's do exactly that two more times. So a side stretch. Just starting to warm up the body and side stretch. And a twist with an exhale. Inhale and twist. And one more time, a little side stretch. Feel a little lengthening, waking up all the tissues in the body, and then a little twist. And a twist. Inhale up, exhale, slide your hands in front of your heart. We're going to take chair pose next. I'm going to turn to the side. So you're standing about hip width apart, nice and tall as you were in Tadasana. Inhale. Then exhale, so the hips hinge and sink into a chair. And maybe your chair is this high. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's here, right? So you're going to pick a chair. You're going to pick the chair of your choice. I like to be low, but there's no obligation to be low. Let's inhale here. And then exhale and just take a little side stretch here. Oh, that's interesting. And inhale and then exhale, a little side stretch. And inhale, center. Now take a twist, exhale, twist to the right. And inhale and twist to the left. And inhale, we're going to do that again. So just a little side. A little side. And then a twist. A twist. And one more time. So I like a little exhale. Shh. Inhale, a little exhale. Shh. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale, and you can stand on up. And just double checking my little notes here. Okay, good. So now let's actually stand in the middle, and we'll heel toe out. So take your heels out, take your toes out, heels, toes, and heels and toes. Come as wide as is comfortable for you. If you're not comfortable this wide, come back in, right? So kind of feel the wide that is comfortable for you. So toes are out, heels are in a little bit. Inhale your arms up, and then exhale. And forward fold with a flat back. So you're forward folding with a flat back. And you can bend the knees. Maybe, and just kind of wiggle, kind of side to side with the knees a couple of times. You've got a flat back, so you're looking straight down. All right, great. Now tee out your arms, and this is going to be another thoracic twisting opportunity and warm up. So you're going to look straight down and inhale here, and then exhale and turn to the left. So your right hand comes down, your left hand goes up. Inhale, exhale. And you do this at your own pace. You can be a little bit faster, you can be a little bit slower. One more time. All right. So relax here. Now, if you've got osteoporosis and you're cautious about forward folds, you can stay with a flat back here and just breathe. If you are able to forward fold completely, then you can go ahead and let yourself drop down. So just take the option that serves you. Just breathe where you are. And some people like to put a block under their head. I didn't offer that. And inhale all the way up and toe heel in and just relax. Great. Maybe there's a sip of water here. And we will start a standing series. And it'll be a longish series. So again, we're practicing, half the practice is going to be yang, and then we're going to take some still yin poses next. Okay. So let's inhale. Be nice and tall. If you want to roll your shoulders a couple of times. Great. Exhale here. Woo. Inhale one more time, hands in Anjali Mudra. And exhale and sink into your chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale. And then inhale. And then when you exhale, you're going to slide your left foot back and land the heel down. And stay in this arrow-like shape first and think about it before you do it. And then inhale all the way up, and you're in warrior two. So your shoulders and ribcage are open to the long edge of your mat. Your hips are comfortably where they are for you. Some people would be more towards the front. Some people might be more towards square, but you're just wherever you're comfortable for you. Front right leg is knee is over the ankle. Inhale. You're in warrior two, and exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, reverse your warrior. So the right arm comes up, the left arm drops, looking up at your hands, cycle of breath here. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, and let's do a teed version of side angle. So keep your arms wide and teed, and you're gonna come down. If you wanted to put your hand on a block, you certainly could do that. Mine are over there, but that's okay. The front knee is staying bent, and just breathe here. Just feel this openness. So the shoulder's really stacked, right? So this shoulder's on top of the other shoulder. Torso completely open, hips still comfortably where they are. And then together, let's inhale all the way up and exhale and reverse. Right now, we're going to inhale our arms up and turn your attention to the front of the mat. And if you feel like, and I do feel like making a little adjustment with your feet underneath you to feel secure, you may do that. Your hips are still comfortably where they are. You don't have to, you're not twerking them to the front necessarily. Great. And exhale, let's have our hands at Anjali Mudra and inhale here. And our first ambition is to take a warrior 3 pose. So inhale tall, then exhale, and then start to come forward with the upper body so you can lift the left leg up. And as you're looking up, you square the hip. And see where you are today. I had to tap back down, right? And again, so just see where you are today. And then if you want to lower yourself down, and I'm having a challenge today, and that's okay. So if you want to lower yourself down to parallel, you can do that. And inhale and come up. Some days are better for balance than others, and then exhale, reverse your warrior. And inhale back up and face the front again. So we're going to add a challenge, even though my balance isn't great today. The challenge we're going to add is, hands off the mudra, is we're going to inhale, we're going to exhale into warrior 3, and then take an inhale, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to take this back leg forward and lift the knee up. So that's the challenge we're adding right now. All right, good. So let's inhale to begin nice and tall, and exhale and come forward into your warrior 3, whatever it is for you, however low you go. Great, and then keeping the leg in the air, see if you can inhale and then exhale, draw the foot knee up. See that balance stay for me. And then inhale here, and then exhale and return. Let's see if we can do that again. Inhale, exhale, from the knee come up. Inhale and exhale. Oops, and exhale and go back. So I'm demonstrating just having, and then put your foot down and inhale and exhale. Reverse. So I just happen to be having a bad balance day. Inhale up and exhale and just step forward. Great, take a break. So sometimes that happens. I actually have a bad right knee and a bad left ankle. So different things happen at different times. All right, so I'm gonna come to the other side, and we're gonna do the same thing on the second side. So inhale and you're tall. And then exhale and sink into your chair pose. Cycle of breath here. Then inhale and step your right foot back, landing the foot down, right? Getting ready for warrior 2, right? Inhale here, and then exhale and come up and land in warrior 2. Great, so again, wherever it is for you. Inhale. And exhale, so strong. Feel the core lifting. Inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into this teed out side angle, right? So again, if you like to have your head down in a block, that's doable. Your arms are teed, shoulders open, shoulders really stacked. Breathe here. Enjoy this beautiful pose. And then let's inhale together to come up. The front knee stays bent. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Beautiful. Then inhale your arms up, and we're going to turn our attention to the front of the mat. And inhale tall, exhale, slide down onto the mudra. And we will, let's just do a warrior 3 first. And take a little break, and then we'll do with a knee lift, okay? So it's inhale, we're nice and tall. And exhale and come forward into your warrior 3, wherever it is for you, squaring the hip. And then you can inhale and step back, take a little break. And then inhale, you're nice and tall. exhale to warrior three. Inhale, exhale, pull that knee up. Inhale back to warrior three. I'm doing the best I can with that ankle. Right, so see if you're being warrior. So regroup however you need to, and then see if you can pull that knee up. Ooh, and then take it back on. Right, inhale, arms up, and exhale. Inhale, and then take a step out. So, you know, there are days when balancing is harder. There are days when balancing is easier. And that just is life itself. So let us do eagle pose next. And I love eagle pose. It's a chair variation. And it's got arms and legs. So let's stand, starting out standing nice and tall, hip width apart. And tee out your arms. And what's going to happen is the left arm is going to go under the right arm and they cross, and then they kind of cross again. And you end up where it's comfortable for you, because it might be here, or you might be able to wrap it one more time. But everybody's arms are a little bit different what they'll allow. So you do you here. Let's see if you can lift the elbows up so you're kind of covering your face. Inhale nice and tall. Then you're going to exhale and you're sinking into a chair. Again, however high or low as you want it to be. And inhale here. Then exhale, and you're going to take your left leg and at the very least cross, and you can use a little kickstand here. And if you're able to wrap all the way around, wrap all the way around. It's eagle. You're breathing here. Again, Andrea's having a happy balance day. Ooh, happy. So I'm going to do what I can do. I may use it. Usually I can wrap on this side, but I'm using kickstand today. And then you can explode out of that. It's a nice counter stretch for the shoulder. I love it for lots of reasons. All right, second side. So your feet are underneath your hips. Inhale tall. Exhale. Inhale your arms up. This time the right arm's under, the left arm's on top. And do the same thing. Find where your arms want to be. Lift your elbows up. Inhale, exhale, sink into your chair. So now the right leg's coming over the left. And so again, you can wrap all the way around, or you can kickstand to whatever suits you is what you're going to do today. I let go too much. All right. So walk around a little bit. We're going to do that one more time, each side, because sometimes it's nice to visit things twice and have that deeper experience. So standing up nice and tall, we're getting ready for the right. Get left arm under. Sink. The left leg crosses. Breathing here. Step on out. Take a break. I got a little lightheaded. Width apart, getting ready for the left side. The right arm's under, sinking. The right leg is wrapping. You're breathing. So that nice counter stretch in the shoulders. And step on out. So we've had a very standing yang practice. Let's come down. We'll come down on the ground just a little bit before we get ready for our yin practice. So coming to the front of your mat and standing up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale Arms up in the air. Maybe you take a little back bend here. Then exhale, forward fold. Everything's dropping forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then take your knees back behind you, and your hands are underneath your shoulders, and your knees are underneath your hips. And feel again, just like when you were standing, that you've got this super long spine. So your tailbone is long, your eyes are gazing straight down. Inhale here. And exhale here. And then tuck your toes. We're going to do a little bear pose here, which is a little balance pose, arm balance pose, arms and toes. So your toes are tucked. And you're going to inhale. And then exhale and come just lift the knees just a little bit and just breathe right here. Keep breathing. And then inhale and come up into a downward facing dog. Ooh, relax the upper body, strong arms. Maybe pedal a little bit when you get here. Chew, 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 chew. And then inhale, lift your hips way up in the air. Chest is melting towards your thigh. Exhale here. Great. Then inhale and come forward to a plank. Exhale, push it back. Inhale forward to a plank. Exhale. Inhale forward to a plank. Exhale here. Inhale again. Then exhale, lower yourself to the ground, however you like to. Full chaturanga, half chaturanga, or lower your knees and your chest. Whatever you want to do to get down to the ground, untuck your toes. And inhale, cobra, elbows stay in. Exhale, lower yourself down. And then inhale and push yourself right on back to child's pose. Arms are long. You could put a block under your forehead if your forehead doesn't quite reach the ground, but breathe here. Exhale, and then inhale. And come forward, tuck your toes, then exhale here, and then inhale up and downward facing dog. Really enjoy this. Breathe a few times inside a dog. Inhale here. And exhale. And inhale and bend your knees and hinge your hips, but walk yourself back. So walk yourself backwards into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, reverse swan dive. All the way up and exhale. Hands in front of your heart. All right, and take a little break. We'll take a transition. For our yin practice, a bolster or some pillows is nice to have, a couple of blocks, and maybe a throw blanket or towel. Anything like that is going to be nice to have. I need to rely on my phone for a timer. Okay. So what we're going to choose to do first is Tadasana. So come back here, standing with your feet under your hips, right? And you can sort of feel this whole stacking, like picture your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your ribs over your hips over your knees over your ankles, right? Feel that whole alignment going on. And turn your palms outwards. And we're going to do a yin, our first yin pose is just Tadasana. So just feel super long, come into your breath. You feel, soften those knees again and just feel like you could stand here. If I asked you to stand here for the entire 30 minutes of yin, you could do it. But I'm going to ask you to stand here for 2 minutes. So we're adjust expectations, but it's kind of just a nice yin practice, just say, okay, I let myself be still in this standing position and lengthen my muscles and tendons in this standing position. What does it feel like? And you can notice what you notice. You can notice if there's a part of your body that's really saying, pay attention to me, like a knee or a hip. You might even notice if there's parts of your body that's quieter. And we're just here. We've got less than a minute to go. And you could have floated your eyes closed. My eyes are open, but you could float your eyes closed if you like that too. Release yourself from the Tadasana. All right. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale. Nice and tall. Exhale. Hinge everything forward fold. Come on down. Inhale a half lift. And exhale a forward fold. And you can take your knees underneath you. The next thing we're going to do is camel pose. So I would take your blocks and put them near your feet on either side. Try to make sure that's really clear. Near your feet on either side. And you're being in kneeling position, you're still hip width apart. And so let's inhale nice and tall. This is also going to be a 2-minute one. You're going to inhale nice and tall. And then you're going to exhale and lift your chest and take yourself back. And you could be on the blocks, and maybe you want to be this high. Maybe you'd rather the blocks be lower, or you could be on, or you could go to your heels if you prefer that. So wherever you'd like to be, where you're going to be. I'm going to move my clock so I can see it. And there you are. Shoulders draw back, chest is elevated. Your head's comfortably where it is. I don't like it way back here for me. So wherever you're comfortable for the head. Breathing. Relaxing. Again, your eyes could be closed or open. You feel how this pose is a chest opener. We're going to have another chest opener coming up later. Back bend. The core lengthener. The quadricep stretcher. I'm getting there. Very gently take yourself up and then take yourself out of the kneeling pose. And then you can kind of come down and just completely sit for a moment. Now, next up, it's going to be puppy pose, and we're going to take puppy pose for 3 minutes. And so for puppy, odds are, so for puppy, if you want to take, sometimes it's nice to have a little support on your knees. So if you want to take your towel over your blanket, you could put that underneath your legs. You're underneath your knees and legs, all right? And then you're gonna, so then there you are, so your knees are on this, and you're going to lower your body and stretch your arm forward, your hips are in the air, and there it is, that is puppy pose. So my forehead is on the ground. If you needed some support for your forehead, you could put a block under your forehead with a bolster under your forehead, all right? So we're gonna be here in puppy 3 lovely minutes. So as ever, just kind of feel this shape and just be in your breath. Notice what you notice. These yin poses, the intention is we take these different positions and we take these longer holds because it allows our muscles and fascia and tendons, all of the connective tissues, to just lengthen and be in this place. Now there's are some that are shortened because of the position of the legs, but a lot of the muscles are lengthened here, and it just allows this process of letting the tissues just get some air and stretch out. And the process also tells the body to hydrate in the areas that we're lengthening and stretching. So the body knows to flush some more fluids to these areas, which is very, very healthy for all the tissues. Getting there, not quite a minute left. Sit back and take a little mini child's pose as you come out of that. Great. The other thing I want to invite, and hopefully it's happening for you, is it's really nice if you can be really still when you're in these poses, as opposed to kind of wiggling around inside the pose. So we are going to do dragon next, and you'll see if you want a blanket underneath you. You may want it on one but you may not need it. So this is going to be, I'm going to show this to you carefully. For dragon, you've got a couple of options. So your front foot is, your front leg's in, oh, wait a minute, I'm trying to show you something here. Well, let's see if I can do it this way. So your front leg's in front. And you've got a couple, and then your back leg's back here. So again, if you want to blanket under this knee, which can be nice, have a blanket here. So you're coming forward. So this is drag. So option number one is you might like to be supported on your blocks like this, or like this. And then another option that is nice is to put a block underneath the sits bones on the forward leg, right? So I'm putting it right here on the forward leg. So you might like that too. All right. So we haven't started the timer yet. We're taking our time. So you will now pick what you want to do. And if you have picked, so I'm going to pick that there's a block under my sits bones. I could turn this front block to the side like this, and then I'm going to start the timer. So we're going to do, this is just going to be, let's do 2 minutes per side because it's pretty intense. So I could come down like this, and I could come down, and I could come down like this. So whatever you want to do is what you're going to do. Breathe into it. So a nice hip opener pose. Taking our body into a different shape, right? Different parts of the body doing different things. So you feel how you feel. Notice what you notice. Good. When you come out of it, you can take your hands down first and then slide yourself back a little bit. Come on out, and you might, just want to sit for a moment and just feel what you feel for a moment before we get organized for the second side. So I would probably do the same thing on the second side. So you can see your inclination, but whatever serves you. Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. Seconds. Notice if there's any differences between first side and second side. Be all kinds of reasons why there were differences. Back inside your body, repose. Strengthening and nurturing. And you can, your hands can take you out and take yourself back. And once again, you can just sit down. Even take your legs out. Great. I'm at the moment in time where I need a little time check. Okay. So we're going to take ourselves in two different directions for the next two yin poses before Savasana. So if you have a pillow or a blanket, a pillow, apologies, a pillow or a bolster, I've got a bolster. You're just going to take it in between your legs and you're going to come over for caterpillar. And if this was not high enough for you, you could take it higher with a block underneath it. If you had blocks and a towel, you could sort of make a shape like this, and that's not bad. You could go over, so you can sort of see what you want to do. And if you have a pillow that's maybe not as full as my bolster, you could also put a towel on top of that. All right. So we're going to come forward for a caterpillar. And you also, so if you can sort of put your head down, maybe it's on your hands, or sometimes it's nice to put a block here and put your forehead on a block, or put your forehead on a rolled blanket or towel. So those are your options for your forehead or head. Okay, I'm getting ready. If you're organized, to start the timer. All right, come into caterpillar. Arms just kind of relax. Shoulders can relax. Same deal. Come into your breath and just feel relaxed. Okay. If you have osteoporosis, you could take yourself a little bit higher up. So just feel what you're feeling. So for me, I have sensation in the hamstrings. I have some sensation in the hip flexors, sensation in my lower back, and in my upper back too. Just in your breath, in your body, in the pose. And we do 3 minutes here. Push yourself up and see how you feel. So the last yin pose we're going to take is a chest opener. And there's a few options for how to do a chest opener. And I'll show you all of them. So if you have bolster or pillow that you can take behind you, you're going to, you want it to kind of land in your ribs and your shoulders drop around it. And then your head is probably supported too, or you could add a little bit something on there for your head. Another way to do it is to take a blanket or a towel and to roll it up to be bolster-like, right? Just roll it up so it's a nice thickish object. And then the same thing, it's under your ribs. And this is a little softer, right? And then you might even fold up the top for a little bit more support for your head. And that's nice. But my favorite way to do it is the way I'm going to end up doing it for myself, is with two blocks. So this is going to be for your head, so you can be either all the way up for this level, most likely. You'll see when you get there. And then this is just flat, flat on the ground. And it's, so it wants to just catch the back of your ribs, your thoracic spine. Okay, so it's that, so it's at that level. So there, I'm putting it under there, and then my shoulders drop back down, and then I'm going to figure out what's the height I want under my head. And that is about right for me. So just really feel, so it's pushing you into a back bend like thing. It's a chest opener is what we call it, and your shoulders drop back. And we're going to be here for this is the longest pose we've had today. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. So your arms can be teed out. They could be cactus. Ooh, that kind of is interesting. They could be down by your side. It's coming into cactus is reminding me that some people like to, if you'd have to have two that you could get to, is some people do like to put a blanket underneath their arm. That's kind of nice. If you've got, I don't have two handy, so I'm not going to do that today, but so there we are. And same deal. The tissues are lengthening. Oh, and if you want to stretch out your legs, you can stretch out your legs, or you can have your knees bent, whichever you prefer. In your breath, and you're just noticing, and we've taken the body to quite a different place. This is the most stretched out the whole body's been since we were in Tadasana. So you can notice that in terms of that flow. And then, but then you've got this object that's opening your chest, dropping your shoulders. Just be in your breath. Even take a tour of your spine in the sense that feel your skull is on the block, and then the neck is just floating free, right down to the shoulders, and then much of the thoracic spine is right on this block. And then once you get to T12, the rest of the lumbar spine is floating free, and the sacrum is landed you on the ground. So just keep breathing and noticing. We're less than halfway through. A nice place to just really invite stillness if you can. Just allow yourself to be here in your breath, in the moment, on your mat. Yourself to stay and be still. If you feel squirmy, invite that in. Lengthening, relaxing, sensation. And we are nearly there. That almost seems fast to me. I mean, it seems fast to you, maybe not. So you can just roll off. Maybe it didn't seem fast to you. All right, we are ready now for our Savasana. So you may push everything away, but I invite a couple of options. Option one is you might want a pillow or bolster under your knees. And you might like to make a little neck roll with your blanket or your towel. And just kind of roll, I don't have to roll up very much, neck size. And come on down and kind of test that first, kind of what's comfortable. And there you are. So whatever's comfortable for you, make adjustments in the early going here. And then once you are officially comfortable, then let's go into our breath. Just let it all go now, right? So we had half an hour of yang active work. We had about a half an hour of this work of being in these long held poses, right? Which is not, it's not work, right? It was work. Right now, we're asking absolutely nothing but for us to be resting and breathing and allowing the body to integrate practice. Time-wise, this is going to be a relatively short Savasana, but let's just enjoy a few minutes of rest. New deep. Wiggle fingers and toes. Then let yourself stretch it, stretching like kick the bolster out of the way. And then when you're ready, you can roll to one side, or you could rock up. Whatever you want to do to into a seat. Just have a couple of final moments together. Let's sit nice and tall. So it's the first time we sat today. So just feel how the shoulders hover over the hips, right? And the ears are over the shoulders. Just feel that balance there. Hands on your knees, palms down and palms up. Let's just share some final breaths together. So inhale through your nostrils. Feel about side up, really side out, relax. Inhale. Sigh. Sigh. Thank you for joining me for Yin and Yang today. Our schedule is changing post as the official summer draws to a close as we end August. So starting in September, yoga flow will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Even on Labor Day?
I will.
Okay.
I will.